how to create a scatter plot in Google Charts. In this lesson, we want to look at how you can create scatter plot with Google Charts. So here's my boilerplate. I've already added a CDL link to the chart library and as well as an empty div with an idea of my chart and style. So therefore, let's move inside the script stack and let's start adding our script code to this example. So the first thing is I want to make a call to the chart API. So I'm going to just call the chart API. Yes, that's correct, which Google provides. And I'm going to make a call to the packages. Or charts. And I can go ahead and make another Google chart and set unload callback, which is going to be responsible for calling the function I'm going to make to draw the chart. So this is going to be my function, google.chart.set unload callback Google charts. So this one is missing on my post a quote. That's the reason why for showing that error. So now let's go ahead and make our function, our draw chart function. And inside it, I want to set data. And to set data, let's just make a variable and call it data. Then let's call a Google visualization function. Google visualization dot array data table. So we are dealing with array here, so it has to be the square bracket. And here inside this place, we want to have price and then we also want to have size. So once you have this, then you can start adding data 50, 70. Add another one to be, then you can add another one and make it progressive. 70, the next one. 8, then 80, 9, 99. Hundred, 9, 110, 10, 120, 11. So just a progressive addition of numbers, so nothing, no big deal actually. So you can put everything on a single line. It's just for clarity's sake that is making me to split it into different lines. It does not matter whether you put everything on a single line or not. Let's stop at 115 and we'll add 15. So this is our data. This is an array of data in price and size. So what is happening here is that the first data will be mapped against second data, and you are going to see it once that scatter plot is created. So now that we have this, it's now time to set our options. So let's make a variable and call it option. And inside, let's add our option. The first thing I want to add is title. Let's call it house prices versus size. The next thing is the data that I want to put on our horizontal axis. So this also will carry a title of square meters. And on our vertical axis, we also want to put a title So price in millions. And finally, want to add legend as set to none. So now that we have this, let's now go ahead and draw the chart itself. How do you draw the chart? Well, it's very simple. Make a variable. Let's call that variable chart. Now call the new Google visualization. So this is like a constructor that is going to call the Google engine to draw the chart. So once we start that chart, so we put the name, and you can use the document.get element by ID to select the ID of where you want that chart to be drawn. So let me put this on a new line so that you can see it clearly. And once you have this, just call chart.draw and then pass in your data and options. So actually nothing is happening. So it must mean that there's an error somewhere. So let me inspect to see where the error is. Set on load callback is not a function. Set on load. This is supposed to be camel casing. So capital L and not small l. And now you can see this is a scatter plot in Google Charts. You can see how scattered they are. But even if you put your cursor on it, it's going to over and show you the information. You can see 78, 89, 89, 99, 100, 110, 10. You can see this. So this is how you can draw a scatter plot with Google Chart. And we basically just have a call to the Chart API here. Then we're setting our data array here. Here we are setting our options. Price in millions. So it's coming from here versus square meter here. So and our title, house prices versus size. And then we are calling and this part, this new Google visualization, the scatter chart is determining the kind of chart that we want, and this is making a call to the chart engine in order to draw whatever type of chart that we want in our output. And it is the reason why you can see this scattered chart in our web page. You can see that the plot are scattered. You can see the distance between them. Some are on the same line, some are far away from each other, and even some are at the extreme edge of what we have as our data content. So in JavaScript, when you want to use Google Charts to make a scattered plot, this is how you actually do it.